Hey there, creepy collectors, how's it going? It's Douglas here at Drowned Blade Productions, bringing you another Screaming Ghostface Collectors video. And today we're going to be taking a look at a costume. It's been quite a while since we've done a full costume review. I think the last one may have been the 25th anniversary costume, and prior to that we had the Scream Robes review. And today we have another custom artist-made costume to take a look at. And this is a costume that I've personally wanted to see recreated for quite a while now, and there's been a couple of people do like fan-made replicas that are decent, but this one's a little bit more special. Today we're going to be taking a look at the custom scary movie The Killer Robe by John Lewis. I hope this will give you guys a decent look at the insert here. This is just kind of a mock-up that John put together to send me this one for an example for you guys. However, I do intend to do a photo shoot with this exact costume and do my own version of the insert. And if he likes it, which I'm pretty sure he will, he's going to end up using my insert for these costumes. But he did a pretty good job replicating the look of it and making it look like one of those vintage black and red Ghostface style packaging, which is what they used for the original Scary Movie masks and costumes. And speaking of the original costumes, they did a smiley and a what's up version of the costume, and I don't think they did a full stoned version. At the top of the costume insert, it says mask included. However, this is not going to be for every single copy of the robe. The first 10 people to order one of these get a mask for free included. He's normally just selling the robe itself, but he had a custom mask made up specifically for this robe package. Here's the mask in question, and we'll talk about it in a little bit right after we pull it out. So let's go ahead and start opening this costume up. I'll pull out the insert first, maybe try to give you guys a little bit better look at that. Pretty cool. Here we have the mask. These are really, really well done, and I'm sure a few of you out there watching are saying, I've already seen this sculpt out there. And that's pretty much because Johnny commissioned this specific artist to make this mask for the costumes. These have been in progress for quite a while, and we actually kind of had one small issue with the initial run. I'll get to that in a minute. But during the time period that it took him to get that fixed and for me to now start working on this video, the artist that made these has sent several out as gifts to people, so quite a few of them have made their way out there, but originally the only way you were ever going to be able to get this mask was by being one of the first 10 people to order one of these costumes. The mask itself is actually a high impact plastic, very, very nice vacuum form piece. It has really, really nice details compared to the latex copy, because there was a latex version of this made, to where they're pretty much exactly the same. It's quite impressive for a vacuum form mask. Not super, super thick plastic, but definitely very sturdy, durable plastic. Then as for the shroud, we do have a cotton shroud, very, very large, so it can fit anyone. Plenty of room in there, you don't have to worry about it being tight. It's got a pretty long neck piece here as well, so you can tuck that into your costume comfortably and you don't have to worry about it getting pulled out. And because the hood is so large, the inside of the mask does feature a nice elastic band. So for those of you out there looking for a pretty accurate Scary Movie The Killer mask, at this point in time, I think this is the most accurate replica that's been done of the Killer. It's quite impressive, and unfortunately you cannot buy it. The only way you can get one, be one of the first 10 people to order one of these robes. So it's a nice mask, but let's go ahead and take a look at the star of today's show, the robes. Before I unfold this, I want to go ahead and tell you guys something special about these. There have been a few people out there who have made replica robes of the Scary Movie Killer robe, and they're pretty decent replicas. It's not a super, super hard replica to do because they pretty much are like patterned off of the Fun World robes, the original Fun World Scream robes that were made. They're not exact. There are definitely features that have been changed, but you know, it's not super, super difficult to do. It's not like trying to do a Scream Sparkle robe. Well, this robe in particular, not just the one I have, but the one that's being offered here, is actually made and patterned off of an original Scary Movie Killer robe. Johnny got in contact with someone that had one of these because there are quite a few out there. I wish I could get my hands on one, but there are a few out there, and there's a few different style robes, but for the most part, they're all this version. This is the main Hero Killer robe style, which has the front flap that opens up. It has all those details, and yet again, patterned off of the original. It's super nice. The quality of the material is almost exactly the same too, I believe, at least from what we can see. I've never handled one of the originals in person, but from what we can see and from what we've been told, it seems to be pretty damn close, if not the same fabric. So being able to have a high quality replica Scary Movie Killer robe patterned off of the original robe is a dream come true. The only thing that really went wrong with this was my copy in particular. At this point in time that you guys are seeing this video, there have only been 2 robes made. Johnny's original personal robe, which is made the same exact size as the real one, and mine here, which had to be sized up a little bit because I'm a big fella. And the sizing of things didn't cause any major issues. The only issue I found is that it seems the sleeves aren't open quite as much as they should be. Like, they're a little bit smaller. They should be a little bit more open towards the end. But aside from that, I mentioned that there was one issue we ran into. I initially got this costume back in like early October. I wore this for Halloween. This was my Halloween costume. Shot a full video on it, and I kept feeling like something was off. Something was a little wrong. And I was in the process of putting the finishing touches on editing the video when I finally realized what was wrong. The streamers on my original copy were put on backwards, so I really didn't want to release the video and be like, hey guys, it's truly accurate except for mine has this problem, but don't worry, yours won't. So we took the time to send this one back and have the seamstress fix it, and I think at this point she pretty much understands this is the proper way to put it on. So let's go ahead and take a look at the robe. I know you guys are tired of me being long-winded as always. You just want to see the cool shit. You don't care about what I have to say. Y'all just want to dance. Okay, I'm now in the Scary Movie costume, and I want to say this first thing. Whenever I wore this for Halloween, I was pleasantly surprised at how comfortable it was. It is one of the most comfortable costumes I've ever worn, whether it be the ghost costumes, Jason costumes, Ghostface, it doesn't matter. Taking a look at the sleeves, as you guys can see, it does not hang down quite as much as it should. It's a little bit tight on my arms, so they should be a little bit larger, I think, about right there. You've got the drapery hanging off the arms in the correct position. Initially this was backwards. Just like the movie, the hood is large, it does not have foam in it, and it has a long, pointy hood. I think in some shots in the film they may have stuffed the hood slightly so it looked larger and pointier, but this is obviously the same exact, it's just not stuffed. I don't know how well you'll be able to see when I turn around, but at the back of the neck here, we have some Velcro. Right at the base of your spine, right here at the back of the neck. Some people are going to be confused about that. I know I was, but it actually is present on the hero robes. And then, my favorite, and I think most people's favorite feature of the Scary Movie Killer robe, is this. It's completely empty now, but it has 3 pieces of elastic that can hold your meat cleaver, your knife, and your hook, of course. And the Velcro goes across the chest at a slight angle, as it should. And for the most part, if the Velcro is met properly, you really can't tell that there's an extra layer. So when you get to swing that open and show people whatever nonsense you have inside, it gets a little chuckle. So that's pretty much it for the robe itself. That's what you would get if you order one of these from Johnny. You will get the robe and the costume insert. If you're one of the first 10 to order, you get a free mask as well. But it does not include any gloves, and of course in this movie the killer does wear some leather gloves. So I've picked up some pretty accurate leather gloves for this costume, and one other costume suggestion I would have for you, of course, would be a knife. And for the Scary Movie knife, there's no better knife to choose than the most recent Fun World Chrome knives. The way that those knives are finished are actually much closer to the Scary Movie knives than they are to the Scream knives, so it's already a perfect fit, no modifications needed, plus the fact that it wobbles around and it's a silly plastic knife just works even better for the costume. If any of you out there are interested in picking up one of these yourself, go contact Johnny's Collection over on Instagram, and I'm sure he can sort you out. And with that being said, there's nothing left to do but give you guys some warn shots. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Thank you for watching, love you all, and see you next time.